So she just needs this sheet back? That's all she needs? You don't need this sheet back?
Nope, that's just,
Okay.
no, you gotta throw that one.
Yeah, Packard's gonna have some sun this Sunday. Roger's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out running around the woods too much.
He shouldn't have been old Mr. What was his name that was Frowling Wick? That's when he grew his hair out.
Oh.
It was for his Halloween costume.
Anyway. It's 7:30. We'll call this meeting to order. Proper notice has been posted with notification posting. Roll call. We have 100%. Oh, no.
Nope,
This is
Kellen.
Kellen.
No,
Kellen
we're
isn't
short.
here yet. That I can see.
Kellen's the only one missing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Huh?
you'd see him. Looking for a motion to adopt the agenda.
I so moved, adopt,
There's,
There he is.
now we got
wait a
them all.
minute. 11-item agenda.
Yeah. Motion been made to accept. That was by Doug. Seconded by who? Seconded by Randy.
Oh, Randy did. Oh, good.
Minutes. You read the minutes in your packet or on the internet? Everybody read the minutes over? Any additions or corrections? Not looking for a motion to approve the minutes?
Yep. Did you get the approval on the?
Oh, didn't call for the AM. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes.
Yeah.
Motion to approve. Motion
Second.
by Kellen, second.
I'll second.
Seconded by Doug. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Audit review of vouchers. Everybody had a chance to read them over?
Yep. Didn't see nothing.
Okay, motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the audit.
Motion by Kurt. Second.
Second.
Second by Kellen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carried. 7. Building and grounds, asphalt, concrete driveway discussion. Do we want to do that, seeing that we're an asphalt plant? Bad advertising.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah, so our asphalt plant, it's the whole driving surface down there where the dump trucks come in and load in underneath their silo and then they exit out and they go across the scale. It's been in really bad shape since before I got here, and we've been putting it off, but it's to the point we gotta get it fixed. And, but this time we wanna pour a concrete path, driveway for the heavy dump trucks to come in under the silo load and drive out around the scale. So that portion would be concrete, and we're gonna go, what do we say, 8 inches thick?
Yes, 8 inches.
8 inches thick, continuous rebar enforcement with number 6 bars in there. And then, once that is in, then we'll blacktop the rest of the area around that. But it's really beat up, and it needs to get all replaced. So yeah, we just wanted to, we're hoping we did get one bid, but we're gonna wait on a second bid. So we're just, I guess just kind of informing you today that this is something that's in the works right now. So probably, hopefully at our December meeting, we'll have some quotes on the concrete work. And at that, December will be too late, so this is work that would probably happen in the spring or summer next year. So we don't really need to have any action on this today. This is just, I guess, information now. If we'd had our second bid, we would probably be wanting some action, but for information purposes today.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
Whittle Sand and Salt Building and Upper Lock paving.
The sand salt building that we're proposing would be able to hold approximately 5,000 tons of sand and salt. Approximate size would be 72 by 120 feet and roughly with a 50-foot peak. So we'd be able to use our stacker and load as much sand as we can in there. Proposed estimate right now, looking at complete site prep except for the asphalt on the inside of the shed when it's done, is roughly $320,000.
And how big was that again?
72 feet by 120 feet long, and it would be roughly 50 feet tall at the peak. It would have 12-foot sidewalls, which again, that would be the approximate size that would allow us to hold 5,000 tons of sand and salt.
Is that precast sidewalls, or you have to pour them?
They are a precast wall.
Okay.
This is like the one, if you remember, we did up in Strum 3 years
Be a
ago.
lot bigger.
Yeah,
Much
lot-
bigger,
yeah.
yes.
What did that one come to? About 100, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was under 100. I think it was around 70.
yeah, and then I think with with our site prep in there, it was about 100.
Yeah, we did all the site prep
We did all the
ourselves.
site prep ourselves.
Then your base, you know, the floor will be blacked out. right?
Yeah.
Asphalt, yes.
Yeah, everything's gotta be asphalt, yeah.
And the sides from 12 feet up, that's at Fabric, right?
It would be a clear span building, yes. And that being that the taller height, it wouldn't be an exact elliptical, it would come up to a peak, which again, that allows us the extra height with the 12-foot sidewalls to put as much sand salt in there as we can.
You're in the business there, Kellen, does it make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it seems like an awful high price in all honesty.
Yeah, just the cost of those 12-foot precast panels is 115,000, just for those precast panels. And then the dome structure, you know, the roof structure, that was what?
Right around 95,000.
95,000.
But the price quote that I'm getting to is coming from the same company that did the Strum one.
Sure.
And that is through Sourcewell, which then eliminates any bidding process. It gives you the absolute lowest price you can get. It's kind of a
It's just for,
nationwide
I think
low
it's
bid.
just for government entities.
That's correct.
Yeah, only, you know, like a private person can't use this Sourcewell.
That's fine, I'd still bet I could price it and be under that by a fair amount.
Then you wanna,
Yeah, I don't wanna build it, it's a bad part. I mean, I can, if I do, I mean, I'll have to make money off of it, that's the bad part. I don't like to.
yeah,
You know, I would rather see the county get ahead on this deal as opposed to make money off the county.
you wanna put some numbers down and see
Yeah, I can.
what would be best for us?
That's an awful lot of money for what it is.
Yeah.
Do you really need 50 feet to run your stacker?
It would certainly help us. I mean, our stacker can go that high, and then that's kind of the proposed size to get the 5,000 ton inside that building.
What's the angle of repose on sand? You know, what does it stack at?
Oh, the
'Cause that's
height.
what, because, you know, yeah, because the swoop building we got at the corner of Carlstead Road and
Yeah.
there, that's a 12-foot bunker wall as well, and we put corn in it. It's only 42 wide, so I mean, we'd be a fair amount wider with this. So the hoops get taller. The wider you get, the bigger the hoop, no matter what it is. So that's why I was just curious how high you can actually stack it. If you truly need 50 feet, just because the stacker goes that way doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah,
you know.
and it doesn't go that high.
And if we couldn't, the other option with this is being tall enough like that, we can dump inside. We can raise our
Well, yeah.
boxes and dump.
You could dump in ours, right? And ours is only 42 wide.
How high is your
26.
26? Oh,
This would give the option to dump with a dump trailer, say a semi, so if we had something hauled in.
That's fine. I'm not saying that won't work. I'm just asking if we really need a 50-foot high peak or not.
I don't think we needed that
The
high.
higher you get, the more wind you catch, the more
Yeah.
potential trouble there is. Like, if we
Yeah,
can
if
keep
the
it lower,
engineering will allow it to come lower, yeah, I mean, we can definitely come down to 50 feet.
I'll put some numbers together. You can look at them.
Even
And
with
if
the
it fits,
hoops,
it fits.
even with the hoops, when you go wider, doesn't the hoop get?
It does,
You
yeah.
still get higher.
So, yeah, I'm trying to think.
The actual bid for the peak hoops that I'm bringing forward here versus the regular rounded, it was actually cheaper with the peak hoop.
Yeah, that might be.
Well, the big thing would be engineering those trusses for that width, that span, they gotta go, you know,
Sure.
it's the-
I mean, the company we sell for doesn't go to 75. The widest we have is a 65. Well, we can add length to that. If it's a tonnage issue, you can add another 20 feet or whatever you need to get, the appropriate amount. Not saying they wouldn't do something custom, but anytime you do something custom, it gets more expensive. So, I would rather use something like that, but I'll get numbers to look at.
So your
and-
numbers would be just materials then?
Well, I can bid it both ways, but I don't want to make money off the county, that's what I'm saying. But my
Because
time's
we would
worth
need somebody
something.
to construct it, obviously.
Yeah, we could probably find an Amish crew or something. It's literally like Tinker Toys bolting shit together. There's nothing to it.
What,
And if the county's got a man lift or anything like that, that just cheapens. If we can use that,
We do, yeah.
telehandler, things like that. If there's any piece of equipment that's already owned, I don't have to rent it and bring it in and charge you for all that type of stuff. That's the way I like doing it.
We've got time, so,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, if you could
absolutely.
bring something in the next month.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
You're almost done combining, so that'll help.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
just-
I will. I mean, it's worth looking at. It seems 300,000 for that seems high, but that's just initial opinion. We'll see
Yeah.
if I take a look at it. Might be different.
Yeah, we had, don't quote me, but I believe it was Jackson County had just put up a 80 by 120. And when you go to 80, you have to have your interior wall and an exterior wall for the hoops. That's why we were looking at the 72 wide, just to have a single wall. But cost comparison, theirs was about $500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of different moving parts you had in that second wall in that.
Yeah.
What, the difference between a peak hoop roof and a regular hoop roof?
Just re-rounded on top, and the peak will have a.
But that's still the same material on it.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
You were talking peak.
Yes, the actual company that did the Strum Shop, as they said, they quoted them, when he looked into pricing, it was actually cheaper for the peak roof than it was for the rounded.
What do we have in Strum now? Is that the rounded or?
It's rounded, yes. But it's also half the size.
Yeah.
And then just to back up on a little bit of the history of this too, we did talk about this, I don't know, probably last winter. You know, yeah, it was a while ago, but, you know, so this is,
Yeah, I do remember
yeah.
some
So
discussion
we're
about
just
it. When,
kind of continue that we're getting a little deeper into the process now. We're ready to move ahead with building it this upcoming summer. So we'll have it for the winter, beginning of 2022.
Okay, thanks for your input there, Kellen, that helps. White House Shop furnace update.
The last confirmation I got from Sampson Heating was they were hoping to have the furnaces by November 15th. It's the usual way the world is right now. They're told they'll get them at a certain date, and then they get another call that says they're going to be held out longer. The fortunate side is, you know, we have working furnaces in the shop, and Sampson has offered to address any issues we may encounter with our furnaces until the new ones arrive.
Okay. Equipment updates and additional needs.
Okay, equipment updates. First is purchases. We purchased a 2021 Ford F-550 diesel four-wheel drive with an 11-foot dump box to replace the Strum Shop pickup. This was done per phone conversation I made to John, because it's the same thing, the way the world works. This unit was available, and if we didn't take it, it would be gone within the next week. It was something that Osseo Ford had completely set up and ready to go, and it was basically everything we were looking for. The other quotes I had on bare chassis would have been a minimum of 6 months out. Then it would have been having to source the dump box and get it put on, and the price just came out at a better deal, and the price for that, again, was $68,138.50.
And when he says the way the world works now, he's referencing the delayed ordering times for everything, just through shortages. I mean, it might take a year to get it if we didn't take this truck here on their lot.
Yeah, the worst thing is if we would move forward with the truck that we ordered, it could be the same thing like these furnaces. We'd be told we'd see it in April, and then come April, they'd say, well, you may not see it till June, and it could just get stretched out. This was just a sheer matter of availability, and it happened to be exactly what we needed. Second purchase, we purchased a Bobcat brand 73-inch smooth drum vibratory roller skid steer attachment. That came in at a price of $7,451. We're expecting delivery of that in February. Next, We are going to take a trip to Buffalo County Highway Department and look at their shouldering machine. They have been using an exact unit like we're proposing that mounts to the front of a grader, and it was one they purchased from Universal Highway Equipment. So starting November 15th that week, they're going to be shouldering, and we'll go over there and get a good look at it and see if it will be the type of unit that we need. So right now, that is just on hold until we do a little more investigation on that. Next, our hot asphalt roller, number 236, our ham, has a blown engine. We have a replacement quote from Roland Equipment, who is the ham dealer, to replace the engine for $31,500. The problem with this is the roller is a 2008 model, and it's actually worth less than the quote to replace the engine. On a good day running condition, this roller would bring in a price of maybe $20,000 to $25,000. In its current condition with the blown motor, Roland Equipment would not even offer a trade-in value for it. They said it's basically useless to them. So our plan would be to get this roller into our shop this winter when we can go and look at it ourselves, try to locate a used engine, put a used engine in it, and put it on Wisconsin Online surplus in the spring. Try and recoup our losses out of it that way. That being said, we are going to be needing to start moving forward on board approval to get a new hot asphalt roller. With needing a new roller, we would like to go up to an 80-inch wide drum. The current unit we have, the ham, is a 66-inch wide. And we'd also to look towards a unit with a cab on it, which makes it just a much better, comfortable thing to use for the roller. That is one of the
It's one of the worst jobs.
most miserable jobs out there. You're the last guy out there, you're rolling on hot asphalt on a hot summer day. And if we can make it a little easier on the guys, it's, we try to do it. Initial approximate cost on that would be somewhere between $200,000 to $250,000. Second, on looking for approval, we'd be looking to move forward on getting bids for 3 quad-axle dump trucks. The reason for that is we have 3 of our trucks, number 42, 47, and 49, that are near their end of use life for us. And if we don't try to get something on order within the next year, we don't know when we'd be able to get a vehicle. And the other problem that we would be coming into is if we don't get something on order and in production sometime in 2022, by 2023, they're going to be changing the emission standards again. And that will not be for the better on these vehicles. The 3 trucks that we have, 42, 47, 49, like I said, they're nearing their end of life, but they do still hold a good value for trade. So
What years are they?
the 42 is a 2013 with roughly about 280,000 miles on it. And 47 and 49 are 2015s. And they have, if I'm not mistaken, I want to back up there. 42's got 380,000. 47 and 49 have around 320,000. Now, that's that magic 300,000 mile mark where all of your emissions, your DEFs, all the NOx sensors, everything, it really starts to give you trouble. And if we would say just look at trading 2 trucks and leave one of them out of the loop, then it's going to get lost behind where it's going to turn into just a truck that's going to nickel and dime us to death to try and get one. It just makes sense to get all these trucks at the same age, get them traded in with value yet, and get us something that we can have that's not going to give us any issues.
And as far as how this would fit into our budget is, we'd have to put some money down up when we order these. If we get approval to order these trucks, we might have to put the money down. Might be this year, calendar year yet, or to be after New Year's where it'd be in the 2022 budget. But we probably won't see these trucks next year. So then we'd be paying for them, the final payment out of our 2023 machinery fund budget. So we just want to get approval to get bids going out, get these salesmen working on them, and it might come down to the first company that can get us the trucks might be who we end up going with. Because
Can
it
we-
could be a year and a half, 2 years before we see these trucks.
Can we just get approval to get bids and then finalize it in December meeting?
Yeah, if we'd have them by then, but yeah, or whenever we get our
I'd make a
bids.
motion, we do that.
Need a motion?
Yeah,
A motion to seek out bids for 3 quad axle dumps
and the roller.
Yeah, Yep, and the roller.
and the roller.
Same thing there.
So, second to that?
Second.
Was made by Callen, seconded by Kurt. All those in
Talking
favor
about-
signify by saying aye. Yep.
Aye.
Aye.
Talking about, I was talking to, he's got a truck shop over by Hickston, and he does a lot of the Jackson County truck work. And they're actually going to a 5-year plan on their truck. Instead of, they were doing a 10. And with all the emissions and everything, just like you were saying, they're backing it down to 5 years instead of.
Yeah, the problem with these trucks, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they're gonna start costing you more than it's worth to keep them running. And again, you know, emissions are just going to keep getting tighter and tighter, where that's gonna be more and more of a problem.
Okay, should we, you got some more?
No, that's it.
Personnel, welder fabricator position update.
We had offered the welder fabricator position to an individual, and unfortunately, he turned it down due to the starting wages. It's a rather difficult time with, you know, like we're talking about procuring equipment and vehicles nowadays. Well, wages are a hard thing to get people to now, because it's a very, very lucrative market for someone looking for a job. So with that being said, we decided to repost the ad for the job so we could expand the candidate pool. And the candidates that are in the first posting, they are still being considered as well. But given the small amount of people that had applied, we thought it would be best just to try and expand the pool a little bit.
Is there, we can raise the starting salary so the starting pay, or is it?
That would have to go, I believe, to personnel
Yeah,
bargaining, and it would be a
personnel,
hard wheel to
HR.
turn.
That's from this wage study that's causing this, or?
Well, no, that we're still under the old
Okay.
wage scale yet, because it hasn't been made public of this new pay scale yet. Which I think is gonna be, what, next week or
I
something?
think
or
so.
On
I think
Monday?
it's- I think it's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, okay. Yeah, so we're just waiting for applications to come in on this welder, and we'll be setting up interviews again here probably the next month.
Okay. LTE truck driver wages.
Okay, so, I mean, we're seeing it everywhere. You're driving around, Quick Trip's offering $500 signing bonuses. Fast food joints are upping their wages for, you know, people selling hamburgers, and it's no different here at the highway department and, you know, and truck drivers. We've been offering $20 an hour for the last 2 years, and we barely can pull in 2 drivers. Next year is probably gonna be even tougher, and we gotta have these extra drivers for the summer. So we're just kicking it around with our foreman about upping the starting wages next year for LTE truck drivers to try and, you know, hopefully draw in some more applications. Because we struggle with our shortage of truck drivers every summer, just with the amount of work we're doing. So I was proposing, thinking of offering a starting wage of $22 to $23 an hour for an LTE truck driver. Should it be more than that? Maybe, but then we start getting into it's more than what our full-timers are making. Granted, they're getting the benefits and all that, where a truck driver's getting just a paycheck and nothing else in LTE. So I'm proposing, you know, if we approve it here, then we'll go to personnel bargaining to, you know, to finalize the approval there. But it has to start here as to, if you guys agree with upping that starting wage to 22 to 23, give us a little wiggle room there for an LTE truck driver. Because we gotta try and draw in 4 of them. We've never gotten 4 here yet since I've been here. We've had 3 at one point, one of them quit after about a month, and then we were down to 2, and then another one quit, and we end up with 1. That's what we were this summer as well. So I guess I'm looking for, well, discussion and then potential action.
Is there a motion on the floor?
I motion to offer between 22 and 23 dollars an hour for LTE truck driver positions for 2022.
And I would probably just we'd probably do like a 5-year at personnel bargaining, so it'd be effective for the next 5 years then. And after 5 years, revisit it possibly.
Review it.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Flagger wages.
Okay, same thing here. Our flaggers, we struggle to get flaggers, and it really helps having them around. We've been offering $15 an hour, and this last year we only ended up with one. We did get a second one about it was halfway through the season already, but here we're kicking it around to offer $18 to $19 an hour starting for flaggers. Considering what they're doing, and you compare it to somebody working at a gas station or something like that, I mean, to me, this is well worth it.
Yeah, it's a hazardous job
It's
for that
very
matter.
hazardous,
To
yeah,
get
it's-
$15 and you could stand behind a counter somewhere and get 18 or something.
And in air conditioning.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead
It's
of
a
all that
tough,
hot stuff.
that'd be a tough pill to swallow, so.
Yeah, and I don't even know if 18 and 19 will be enough. I really don't. I mean,
Well, if you can't, then you have to jack it up a little bit.
yeah. I mean, maybe we should make it 18 to 22, just so if we get somebody on that's interested, but they're really him-hawing around, at least to give us that flexibility.
Do you know what they pay like Matthew? But his flaggers pay or?
Oh, well, they're in the 30s because they're union and all that.
Definitely gotta at least go to 20 then or something.
You want to make it $19 to $22 an hour starting
Yeah.
for a flagger?
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Need
Oh,
a motion.
I think we did. Didn't we have, no motion on the flagger yet?
Has anybody made a motion?
No.
Oh, motion.
I motion to make the flagger position
Nine-
between 19 and 22 dollars an hour.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Calvin, second by Randy. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay,
Aye.
carried.
Good sight.
Road construction updates.
Okay, we are finishing up our last project this week on County Highway O. The guys are out there shouldering today, and they'll probably have to finish up next week. We're not gonna stripe it, it's just getting too late this year, so we'll just put up some no center stripe signs for the winter and stripe it next year. Otherwise, all of our road construction has been completed around the county, all of our bridges are done. We do have a little bit of money left over in the budget, so we're hoping to do an overlay up on County Highway O between Trempealeau and H by Osseo up there. Problem is our asphalt plant broke down 2 days ago, I think it was. And it's not looking good, so we don't know if we're gonna get it up and running here yet this year. They're working on it again today. We're waiting on a part. We got something in one of our oil lines is clogged. We can't get oil. Don't know what's going on, but if we can get that up and going, we're hoping to pave next week, and if the weather allows, maybe even into the following to do that overlay on O, and then if we can get to double B to do an overlay. Those roads, we won't stripe. If we pave them, we'll put up no center stripe signs. So that's pretty much what I've got, for updates on road construction at this time.
Budget update.
Okay, budget updates. So real quickly, I did find out what our LRIP money for the county is gonna be now. I got the final dollar amount, so for these are the grants that I apply for every 2 years. So and I can't start spending this money until 2023. So I won't be able to use this money in this upcoming year here. But our CHI money is $136,706. Our CHI D, which is our CHI discretionary money, that we're gonna be getting $174,899. And then this year, we've got this new pot of money This is the supplemental, the chai supplemental, chai S pot of money. It's $313,682.
That's good.
So, yeah, so that'll help, and I got 5 years to spend that money. So and I can only spend this on projects where we have engineering, where I got them, engineering firms designing these, so this is for our bigger projects. So I've got some roads in mind that I'll be putting these on in sometime in the next 5 years. So that'll help.
Good.
As far as our regular highway department budgets, our key budgets are 53311 maintenance. We're winding down to the end of the year. We've used 94% of our budget. We got about $109,000 remaining to get us between the next, we got about a month and a half to go, a little over. So we'll probably run in the red a little bit the last couple weeks of December, but so we're looking real good there. Our winter maintenance budget, we got winter coming here, so we still have 52% of our budget remaining, because last winter was so mild. So depending on what kind of snow we get between now and December 31st, I might do a small transfer of some of our winter maintenance budget into our summer maintenance budget for brushing and things like that. And then our bond money, that $4.3 million for roads and the $650,000 for bridge, totals $4.95 million that we bonded last year and this current year. Right now, we have used up approximately 95% of that. So we've still got some work to finish this year. And whatever the little bit that we don't use up, it'll get used up in next year's road construction budget. So we have no problem spending the $5 million. We could use more if we could get it. And then in addition to that, I did do 2 projects this year that we're going to be getting reimbursed some CHI money, the LRIP money, and that'll be another $230,000 that we'll be getting back. That'll either go in this year's budget or I'll add it into next year's budget. And we should be seeing that sometime before the end of this year. So we're right on par for our budgets. And our current machinery fund is at $4.07 million right now.
That's machinery and bituminous together.
Machinery and bituminous together,
Yeah.
correct, yeah. Yeah, so that's, we're right on status quo with that. But as you heard, that's gonna be dwindling here real quick with the amount of equipment we gotta kind of start getting on order here. And with our salt shed for next year.
Not only that, but your oil and your rock.
Oh, yeah,
and stuff.
oil.
So
Yeah, all that's, yeah.
January takes a big dip.
Yeah, January, February, March, it's gonna take a big dive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add in real quick here too, John, if you got any updates on the ARPA funds. I know you guys have discussed it a
It
little
went
bit.
through the Senate to remove all the restrictions on the ARPA fund, but it's still waiting to go through the House. Anyway, you can spend up to $10 million, which, $10 million of the ARPA funds, the first $10 million can be used for anything in that case, which makes it a little easier for us. We could literally use some of it for a highway where we couldn't before. So, once it goes through the House, which it should, I expected it to go last week, we wrote letters to Ron Kine and called him, and hopefully it gets through the House. It was unanimous in the Senate, so I don't know what the holdup is. But anyway, that loosened those restrictions. There's still, at this time I got George Brandis kind of in charge of the committee to look and see what different departments are looking for in ARPA funds to figure out where they are. We had exec finance meeting the other day, and TCC came in and they were looking for all ARPA funds there was for broadband expansion. But I'm sure they're not going to get it all, but I think some will end up going there too. So hopefully the highway department can get some to make up some of the stuff they need.
Yeah, like I said, we got, $4.5 million building that we have to get built sooner than later. And I was thinking of setting up a separate, account for that building. If we could get some of that ARPA money, we could put it in that account, and as we can kind of maybe over the next couple of years save some money or bond a little extra 1 year for our building in addition to our road bonding. Just just some ideas that I'd like the exec finance committee to keep thinking about, with these ARPA funds and the needs that we have at highway, in addition to the, I'm sure each department wants some of it. If we get something of it, that'd help us get closer to our goal, that new building out there.
Okay, that's basically just update.
Yep.
Operations updates, plows, brushing,
Yep.
hauling, et cetera.
So yeah, just kind of give you an overall update of where we're at in the highway department for this time of year. As I told you on our construction updates, we'll be finishing road construction here probably in the next 2 weeks. Weather's just probably gonna freeze us out. So with that, we're gonna be getting a lot more back into our just strictly road maintenance, our 53311 account, doing our work of, we got some right-of-way posts to put up around some farm fields where crops are being planted too close now that the farmers are getting those crops taken off. I'm gonna be sending crews out probably next week, yeah,
Are
Kurt?
they plastic?
They are, yeah, the ones we're
They look
currently
like they're
using,
plastic.
it's a plastic, yeah, it's like recycled milk jugs is what it's made out of. But yeah, they're square and yellow.
They should see them.
Oh, yeah, they'll
They
see
look
them.
nice.
Oh, yeah, yep. The new ones nowadays are actually a metal T-post. is what- They're metal T-posts is the
Oh,
ones, if we were to
The
order
ones
new
that you out
ones.
on B there look like they're square?
Yep, and that's what we had, that's our old inventory.
Oh.
Once we use those up, then
They're the
after
ones that I
they'll
thought
be-
looked pretty nice.
Yeah. But so I've got crews going out to do that probably here the next 2 weeks. And then we got some ditching to do. We got some topsoil that's run off of farm fields into ditches, and we got poor drainage issues, so we're gonna have another crew going around doing some ditching, replenish our topsoil piles. And then we're gonna have a couple crews starting here probably later November, right after deer hunting, brushing again. We'll be resuming the brushing. On a side note, we did have a new wood chipper come down yesterday that we demoed, because, as we talked last month to approve a new chipper. So we've got bids on 3 chippers right now. The one company did bring one down for us to demo it. We do have some concerns with that chipper. We're not moving ahead of it yet. It runs a little slower than we'd like. So we're gonna talk to that salesman, see if we can turn up the RPMs and have it run a little faster. But yeah, so we'll be doing some brushing coming up here in the shop. The shop guys are getting, how we doing on plow trucks and getting those all harnessed up?
As far as snow equipment goes, we are basically ready to go. All outlying shops have their trucks suited up for snow. We have a few of our tandems that are backup trucks that we're still using in the construction phase, but, they're a hopper sander to be putting them, and it's a rather fast process to have them ready. So luckily, we are ready to go, and hopefully we don't ever see any snow.
I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah.
After that.
And our haul trucks are gonna start hauling. Well, we did haul in some sand yesterday
Yes.
from Eau Claire, started mixing sand salt, so we're getting the sand salt mixture process going. And then we're gonna start hauling right away in December. All of our new materials for next year's road construction are our man sand and our 1/2-inch aggregate for our blacktop mix. And that'll go all winter, December, January, February, March, probably right into April. We got a lot of material to haul in. So that's what'll be happening here all this winter. Just a lot of brushing and a lot of hauling. So that's what I've got. Any questions on any of that? Yeah, Doug?
Yeah, what, on your budget, the fuel budget, how's that going?
Fuel budget?
Fuel budget.
It's gone up. Yeah, I guess I don't have exact numbers.
I just wonder if,
Yeah.
if you're still in the range.
Yeah, we don't really have a budget for fuel. It is what it is. It just comes out of our machinery
I'm
fund.
just kind of wondering.
Yeah, but
You would think the state rates would go up on account of the fuel.
that could happen.
Yeah.
Yep, that could happen. They
Aren't you on
do.
that committee?
What's that?
Aren't you on the committee yet?
Machinery fund? No.
Oh.
No, I'm on the legislative committee.
Oh.
But yeah, they do review that every year, have machinery committee through the WCHA and the state DOT, and if fuel prices continually, if the trend goes up and stays up, they'll readjust all the machinery rates. Any other questions? In general operations?
No questions, we'll go on to Buick County Roads, which would mean that we're gonna adjourn this portion of the meeting and go out and Buick County Roads, so we won't be back. to this facility. We're gonna adjourn at the regular highway department. So everybody goes from here out to the highway department and we'll all get the same van and ride together. Thank you.